Welcome to this week's episode of the Sports Zone. I'm Josh Cook. Alongside me are Trevor Pruitt and Hillary Hunt.
With the men's basketball team season coming to a close Saturday, we'll have a look at their postseason and more in this week's Mississippi State Corner.
As we come to a close in our basketball season, the once promising Bulldogs have dropped 5 in a row, including a stunner last week against Kentucky and a loss in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. With March Madness selections coming up fairly soon, what will be the fate of our Bulldogs?
Well, I said this last week, and I continue to think we're going to end up missing the NCAA tournament. As crazy as that sounds, because we got up to a 14 ranking back in December, we've dropped 5 in a row, including some bad losses to LSU, Auburn, and Georgia. And unless we win the SEC tournament, I really don't think we're going to make the NCAAs.
And like we were saying prior to this show, you know, our team really has a hard time rebounding, one on the court and off the court. I mean, 5 losses in a row, and I haven't seen that fight that the Bulldogs had coming into their season with such a high ranking. But luckily, we're playing South Carolina next, which the past 5 games we've played them, we've beaten them. So we're hoping to get an SEC win and break that 5-game losing streak.
I think this game against South Carolina, like you said, tomorrow, is going to give us a little bit of confidence going into the Arkansas game, which is really a wild card game because you don't know what you're going to get from Arkansas. Either you're going to have the team that put 91 points on us, or you're going to have a team who can barely score 55. So I think we really need this win in Columbia. We have the potential to get this one easily, but with our rotation not doing very well, it's going to be interesting to see.
We have to win out. You got to beat South Carolina tomorrow night, and you got to beat Arkansas on Saturday to even have a prayer at making the tournament, and then hopefully win a couple in the SEC tournament to potentially crack the bubble.
The thing is, I'm surprised that Lunardi even still has us in the NCAA tournament.
I'm shocked. I'm
dumbfounded.
It's a soft bubble this year for sure.
Absolutely.
Last Monday, women's basketball coach Sharon Fanning-Otis announced that she was retiring after 17 years. Fanning-Otis has brought the Lady Dogs to 6 NCAA tournaments and the team's only Sweet 16 appearance. What does the loss of this team's longtime coach mean for next season?
Well, I was lucky enough to interview some of the players and Coach Fanning-Otis herself, and I think what the team is losing is a mother figure. Coach Fanning-Otis really instilled in her team a sense of family, and that's what she's brought the past 17 years to the Bulldog Nation. So I don't know if they're losing so much as like a team morale, but more of they're going to miss that mother figure, which a lot of college coaches don't give to their team, and that's what she's given to her team.
I think it's going to be nice for Mississippi State to kind of have a fresh start. They'll miss her, no doubt, especially after 17 years. But we're losing 6 seniors off this year's team, and bringing in a new coach, a lot of young players. It'll be time for a fresh start after a really troublesome season.
Well, would a fresh start mean a good start? That's the thing, and I really can't see State rebounding for maybe the next couple years for a departure, because we have a lot of a core very young players, and they have to learn how to work as a team without Coach Fanning-Otis, who serves as that mother figure. They're going to have to find their new identity.
It'll take some time for sure. You don't rebuild a program just overnight, and this year we're down all the way to 10th in the SEC. Really struggled, only ahead of Ole Miss and Alabama. But I think we'll be okay and get a good new coach in there, and we'll start from scratch.
I think this is just what the Lady Bulldogs needed for a new program, a new revamp, and I think they're going to be successful in the future.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see as we go along. Well, this week we'd like to recognize softball's Heidi Shape as Female Athlete of the Week. She went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs Saturday in a win against Georgia Tech. She's also a very solid second baseman for the softball team, as she had no errors in the NFCA Leadoff Classic this weekend. She is our Female Athlete of the Week.
We'd also like to recognize the men's tennis, George Copeland, as Male Athlete of the Week. Everyone knows he's a stellar player, ranked 42nd. And not only that, but over the weekend when they played in the Blue Gray Classic, he took 2 singles, which was extremely good for George. And I see the team really leaning on him this year and taking that role as a leader.
Well, when we get back, we'll take a look at SEC performances in the Combine and other stories from around the conference. Keep it here on the Sports Zone.